Welcome in LaTeX tutorial, and today we'll learn to write simple and fancy tables in LaTeX. As you can see here, I have a very simple document. Document class is article, and then author name, title name, and make title. In LaTeX, table is created with the help of a tabular environment. So for that we'll have to write a tabular environment. Just write begin tabular, end tabular, and inside this we will put our content. Okay. Inside this curly bracket we can set columns vertical alignment, and also we can set vertical lines. So for that different symbols can be used. I'll write here. Here L is used for left alignment, C for center, R for right, P is used for the vertical alignment at the top, M is used for the vertical alignment at the center, and B is used for the vertical alignment at the bottom. So inside this curly bracket we can write any of the given specification. So we can write here L, L, L. We don't need to define number of columns for the table. Okay, number of arguments inside this curly bracket is equivalent to number of columns. If I pass one more argument, then there will be 4 columns, and then we'll write our content. Each column will be separated by ampersand, and total number of ampersands will be n minus 1. If you have total n columns, then total number of ampersands will be n minus 1. Here I have 4 columns, so ampersand will be 3. And for new line, just put a double backslash. And then we'll compile our file. So as you can see, our table is coming here. Here we can also set vertical lines. So for that we'll have to just put a pipe symbol and compile our file. And horizontal line can also be set with the help of hline command. So just write hline. And then compile our file. As you can see that vertical and horizontal lines are coming. Here we can also set partial horizontal line. So for that we'll have to write C line. Here I and j are the ith and jth columns, so we can write here 2 to 4, and if I compile, so as you can see that horizontal line is coming from second to fourth column. Alright, we can also use P, M and B. For example, I want to write P, so here I'll write P, and then in a curly bracket we will have to define width, and then compile our file. As you can see that width has been increased. In a similar way, we can also use M and B. So if I write here M, it is not running because M and B arguments only work with array package. So if I use here array package, then we can use M and B arguments. Okay, now we can compile our file. Here space between columns can be changed with the help of setLength command. So we'll write in the preamble, just write setLength, and inside first curly bracket just write table concept, and inside this curly bracket we'll write length. So I want to write 10 pt, 10 point. This is type concept. Again, if I compile my file, as you can see, space between columns has been increased. Similarly, we can also increase the space between rows. So for that we'll have to write a renew command, and in a first curly bracket just write array stretch, and in a second curly bracket just write line spacing. So I want to write 1.5 line spacing, and then I'll compile my file. Now you can see that space between rows has been increased. Space between rows you can also change from here. So for example, I want to change space between this row and this row. Inside a square bracket, just write length. So as you can see that I remove this. In table we can merge the columns and rows with the help of multi-column and multi-row commands. Okay. For example, I want to merge third and fourth columns. So here I'll write multi-column. As you can see here, there are 3 curly brackets. In a first curly bracket we write number of columns, we define position, and in a third curly bracket we write text. So I want to merge two columns, so there will be two. Position, I want to put all columns in a center alignment, and here I want to write my text. Total number of ampersands will be n minus 1. There are total 4 columns, so ampersands will be 3. But here 2 columns are merged, so total number of ampersands will be 2 only. And one more thing, since we have merged 2 columns, so there will be only one merged column, okay? So here only one argument will come, not 2 arguments, and then we can compile our file. As you can see that 2 columns are merged here. Here we can put vertical line with the help of pipe symbol, and then we can compile. In a similar way, we can also merge the rows. For example, I want to merge third and fourth rows at this place. So with the help of multi-row command, we can merge. But for using multi-row command, we will have to use one package. This is multi-row package. And here in a third row, I want to write multi-row. Again, there are 3 brackets. In a first curly bracket, we will write a number of rows which we want to merge. So there are 2 rows. And then we define width. So for natural width we can put a star symbol, and here we will put our content, and this one we'll have to remove. Now we can compile our file. As you can see that rows have been merged, but horizontal line is still coming, so we can set C line. So you can see that. Alright, now we'll create caption for this table with the help of table environment. So here we'll write begin table. After end tabular we'll write end table, and just before begin tabular we'll write caption, and then just compile your file. So as you can see that caption is coming. We can put our table in center of the page. So here we just need to write centering, okay, and then compile your file. Yeah, this is our table. We can also label this table. So here we'll write, after caption we'll write label. With the help of this key we can refer this table at any place in the document. For example, I want to refer this table at this place, so just write ref. And then compile your file. Yeah. We can also set the position of the table with the help of position specifier. So after begin table, inside square bracket we set the position of the table. There are several specifiers which you can use. I am writing here. You can use single specifier or combined specifier. Here T is used for placing the table at the top of the page, B for bottom of the page, P is used for placing the table at a special page for table only, okay. Here H is used for keeping the table at the place where you want to print, almost at the same place. And exclamatory mark, this one can be used for overriding the floats. Capital H or H with exclamatory can be used for fixing the table at a particular place where you want to print. But for using capital H, you will have to load a float package. And combined specifier you can also use TBP. This is the default specifier, TBP, top, bottom, or any special page. And other specifier you can also use, okay. So here I am writing HT. As you can see that position of the table has been changed. We can also use colorful table. So for that we will have to use a color package or X color package. So here I will write X color, and in square bracket we will write table. I will create one more table, and I will compile this file. I want to colorize this table, so for this we will have to use row colors command. So after begin table, just write here row colors. In a first curly bracket we will write starting row, So I want to colorize my table from first row, so I'll write 1. In a second curly bracket, just write the name of the color for the odd rows. Okay, so I'll use red. And in a last curly bracket, just write the name of the color for even rows. We can reduce the intensity of color. You can also use color for a single row. So for this, just use row color command and write the name of the color. As you can see that. Okay. In a similar way, you can also use color for a single cell. For example, I want to use color for this cell. So I'll write here cell color. Okay. We can also insert image in any cell. So for example, I want to insert one image at this place. I remove this and here I'll write include graphics. So before writing include graphics, we will have to use one package that is known as graphics. And at this place, just write include graphics, width of the graphics. And inside curly bracket, we'll write name of the graphics. I have this graphics, so I'll copy the name and I'll paste here and then compile your file. Size we can increase and then compile your file. So it is coming, but alignment is not perfect, so we'll have to use one command which is known as arrange box. In a first curly bracket, just define the width, so I'll write minus 0.5 height, and in a second curly bracket, just put your image and then compile your file. As you can see that now it's coming perfectly. And in the last, I'll talk about professional tables, which are used most of the accepted books, journals and articles. So there are some points which one should remember. Okay, so one should avoid vertical lines. There should be enough space between the rows. Okay, you can use this command, renew command, array stretch, and avoid several horizontal lines. Okay, just use 3 horizontal lines, top, and after first row just use one more, that is mid, and after last row just use one more, that is known as bottom. And also one should avoid double horizontal or vertical lines. So for creating professional table, you can use a book types package. In the preamble, just use book types. So it provides a top rule, mid rule and bottom rule commands. Here I'll show one example. Okay, so here I have created one table with 3 columns. So with the help of book types, you can use top rule and then mid rule after first row, and in the last you can use bottom rule and then compile your file. So this is our table. Okay, so that's all. Thanks for watching.